True stories of people killed by rampaging buffaloes. Mr. Simon Combs, 64, was a British wildlife artist who lived in Africa. He grew up on a farm in Kenya. His paintings were much sought after because of his accurate depiction of the wild animals in the country. He was walking in the Great Rift Valley in 2012 with his wife and a friend when suddenly he was attacked by a buffalo. The others were shocked and could do nothing to help him as he was attacked over and over again. It took the air ambulance over 2 hours to reach the area, by which time he had bled to death. Buffaloes go on a killing spree in 2023. 3 buffaloes left the Botswana Chobe National Park Game Reserve. It is unclear why these animals left the park and went on the attack. One of them arrived at a school and went to the football grounds. It attacked and killed a 13-year-old child. Another buffalo injured a 37-year-old man in Kasane, a town on the Chobe River. The following day, another 2 men were attacked. One of these men died, and the other escaped with only minor injuries. Authorities hunted the animals down and killed all 3 of them. They heard his screams as he was being killed. 2 farm workers heard their friend Roy Monks, 65, being attacked on the farm at Makaya Lodge, outside of Hoedspruit in South Africa. When they found him, he was terribly injured and bleeding badly. They brought him to his house and informed his family, but he died very quickly. How these buffaloes took their revenge on the hunters. They know the danger of human hunters from experience, and they defend themselves against these hunting parties as best they can. When they killed one of his family, another buffalo from the same herd killed one of them. Claude Hens, 54, was a big game hunter and was in charge of a group of tourists in 2018. They were on an expedition along the banks of the Levu River in Limpopo, South Africa. The men had successfully killed a buffalo and were getting ready to load the body of the animal onto the truck. Everyone was excited about the kill, and they let their guard down. Without warning, another buffalo from the same herd charged at the group in a rage. Mr. Hens was struck by the animal's horn in his leg. It pierced his femoral artery, and he bled to death before help could get to him. These wounded buffaloes became very angry. In many African countries, controlled and regulated buffalo hunting is legal. Hunters usually use high-caliber rifles, which are able to kill a buffalo with 1 shot. 64-year-old Mario Najar was hunting in Costa, Uruguay. The buffalo was shot with a .458 Winchester Magnum. This should have killed it, but instead the animal was only wounded. It knew where the shot came from and charged at the hunter. A guide who was with him at the time fired more shots at the running buffalo, but the animal managed to gore the hunter several times. The buffalo only died after being shot 5 times. Mr. Najar died of his injuries before he could get to the hospital. A buffalo kills a man who shot him at a farm in June 2022. Benjamin De Bruyne was a 50-year-old man who was at Oxford Farm in Limpopo. He was with the owner at the time. For some reason, he started shooting at the buffalo. But this enraged the animal and it charged at him. He was killed instantly. As this was happening, the owner jumped up a tree to get out of the way. He was injured, but he was able to recover in hospital. This hunter had wounded the buffalo, so it charged and broke his neck in revenge. Mr. Lewis, 67, was working as a professional hunter on a private game reserve in Zimbabwe in 2012. 3 days earlier, he had led a hunting party of American tourists, but they had only managed to wound a buffalo that they had been hunting. Mr. Lewis, originally from Britain, was an experienced hunter and did not want to leave the animal to die in agony. He and another man spent 3 days tracking the wounded buffalo. But as he approached the undergrowth, the buffalo suddenly charged and tossed him in the air. He was killed instantly because his neck was broken. African buffaloes are incredibly strong and can charge at speeds of up to 35 miles per hour. They can weigh between 1,000 to 2,200 pounds. They can be around 5 to 6 feet tall at the shoulder. Buffaloes have a lifespan of around 15 to 25 years in the wild. For more facts about animals and animal attacks, click on the subscribe button.